John Kraft.
Good morning, I'm John Kraft. I'm here to talk about health insurance. First of all, I appreciate the fact that the state's attorney replied with a long memorandum or letter with the questions on compensation. The first thing I want to restate from my last comment here is that the ordinance setting the compensation of elected officials is a contract between you and the public. We already know that I got new glasses, so I'll move my head up and down and try to focus. I believe that full compensation should be included in the ordinance, which you guys did a couple months ago. I believe you made a good faith effort to do that for the upcoming election and people that become elected and take office in December. We know that the county code requires the board to set the compensation of county officers prior to an election. We also know that the county's code authorizes county employees to be treated as, or county elected officials to be treated as employees to participate in the county insurance program. That's in the county's code. There's no dispute on that. I'm going to go through the timeline of the health insurance policy of the county, because the county responded stating that the county's code treats elected officials as employees. So to me, that tells me you got to go look at the employee policy. So the employee policy in July 1980, it required 37 and a half hours to participate in health insurance per week for medical and life insurance. February 2001, medical, dental, and life required regular full-time employees defined as 37 and a half hours per week. October 2004, the same requirements as the previous one, except IMRF was changed to reflect 1,000 hour per year requirement. November 2012, changed the full-time employment for medical and dental insurance eligibility to have special conditions for the convalescent center employees, which is not county board members. Your current policy, amended in 2015, still says, here's a copy of it if any of you want a copy of it, policy 6.1, eligibility. All full-time employees are eligible for medical and dental insurance. That's still 37 and a half hours a week. I know some of you fill out a paper saying you work over 1,000 hours a year, but I would seriously question any of you working 37 and a half hours a week to participate in health insurance. That your own policy says you have to work in order to participate in that. Finally, your state's attorney in his response stated if you asked him to, he would inquire with the Attorney General and try to obtain an official opinion from the Attorney General on the issues of compensation, the ordinances setting the compensation, the health insurance, and everything. I have a list of 11 questions that I would like. First of all, I would like for the board to ask the state's attorney to ask the Attorney General for an opinion. And the 11 questions are compensation and salary synonymous with each other in relation to the county's code? Meaning, is the county required to set the compensation in accordance with the method of compensation selected? The county's code says that that's true. Are compensation and salary synonymous in relation to other elected officials, like the state's attorney, the sheriff, the county clerk, and their compensation set by the board? Number 3, does all compensation have to be included in the ordinance? Or can they keep using a 16-year-old resolution granting compensatory vehicle allowances even though new ordinances are setting the compensation without that listed in there? Is health, dental, vision, and life insurance considered compensation? Is participation in IMRF considered compensation? Is a vehicle allowance considered compensation, especially when your own resolution says it's a compensatory vehicle allowance? Are the opt-out provisions considered compensation? If county officials are considered employees according to the county's code when discussing authorization for health insurance, does the county's policy determining the definition of when employees are eligible hold any weight? And if so, can the county board continue receiving health insurance when they're not working 37.5 hours a week? And the implied repeal. Does a new compensation setting ordinance automatically repeal previous compensating setting ordinances and resolutions? I believe it does. Can the county pay from its treasury additional state's attorney compensation above the amount set by law? And may the county pass an ordinance after the fact to approve previous compensation received but never included in previous compensation setting ordinances? I would appreciate it, and if you want a copy of these 11, I can give them to you. I would appreciate you asking the Attorney General for a written opinion. And you can ask her more questions, but I would just appreciate these questions being included. Thanks.
Moving on